Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It did not take long for the Argentines to start rallying and starting protesting Milei's shock therapy measures. If those shock therapy measures work for the Argentines or Argentinians, then I would be very happy. But I suspect, based on what I noticed, that actually he is a puppet of other interests via US. So what did Milei do? Well, Milei now has protesters very fast, and not only that, he's going to deregulate certain industries. And interestingly enough, he's going to deregulate industries that I spoke about. And I think Milei is going to sell your country certain industries to his guys that were, helping him a little bit here and there. So because of that, I made a lot of videos. These are just from November 28th, the one on the bottom, until yesterday. So the one on the 20th, the one right here on the bottom, says, whose puppet is Argentina's president, Milei? Here are his handlers. This right here, and November 28th, the bottom one. US isn't helping Argentina. It's after Argentina's lithium, using their boy. Now, libertarians' tyranny. Pimp Milei, that's how I call him, because he's selling Argentina to the customer, which, you're bought and paid. Pimp Milei prepares repressive forces against popular, demonstrations. Pimp Milei feeds Argentina to US military-industrial complex, gives 2 Russian helicopters to Ukraine to receive F-16s in return, which he did, used ones, mind you. Do you know who is the guy in charge of the Argentina's military? Well, don't bother. Just look. His last name is Isaac. Go and look for him, Isaac. He got 3 names. I can't remember the other 2. Doesn't really matter. Just look at Argentina's Air Force, chief commander. Just I don't know. And then the last one right here, Argentina's Milei starts selling his country to foreign interest, privatized, and today we have this article. I have 2 articles actually. And Argentina's president announces economy deregulation as thousands protest against austerity. I'm all for deregulations. I'm all for it. That's not my point. My point is, he's going to bring a product on the market and say, okay, this is for sale. And who do you think is going to take over? Let's say he's going to say mining industry, lithium, and he's going to bring it over. Do you think it's going to be an Argentinian corporation or company who's going to buy that? I can guarantee you not. I know who's already ready to get it. They can do public biddings or whatever they can do. Auction, biddings. I know it's going to be a foreign company. I will cut my balls off if it's not going to be. All right, just say that. Because I know it is not going to happen. And if it's going to be an Argentinian company, there's just going to be the facade. Behind it is an American company who owns the Argentinian company. So people don't figure it out too fast. They don't have to go like in chess, 10 moves in your brain before you make the first one. No, they need 1 or 2 before, because people are lazy, mentally and physically lazy in general. We are. All right, so let's see what's important in this one, okay? So President Javier Milei announced sweeping initiatives Wednesday transform Argentina's struggling economy, including easing government regulations, that's good, and allowing privatization of state-run industries. State-run. It's good, no communism, but you also have some strategic industries that you should not, privatize. As a way to boost exports and investment. You know what investment is? Give me a euphemism or a synonym of investment, or maybe a euphemism or a different term that are better applied. Investment for me is coming from outside money. That is who? Those guys who come to invest, why do they invest? To make a profit. How do you make a profit? Produce something cheap, and cheap, very small expenses, and sell it somewhere where it sells very expensive, very, very high. So low cost, high price, and then you got a big margin of profit. Good job. That is capitalism. I like capitalism. I have nothing against it, if it's fair. I mean, if it has rules, and some rules are necessary, and then you say, well, here, I suspect that he's already spoken to. That's my point. Right? No, investment is very good. But anyway, so in this other, article, we have here that around the start of the protest, which drew thousands of marches, police briefly scuffled with some demonstrators and 2 men were arrested. But the event concluded without widespread street blockades that have been frequent in past years. I disagree with that. They should be cleared in 15 minutes. If I would be the chief of police or the law enforcement, I would give the order 15 minutes out the guys. Well, you can protest, you can speak, freedom of speech, but don't do something like that. Don't impede the functioning of a society because you have something to say it, right? 15 minutes, the same with the border. I will figure it out, not figure out. I will close it from 100% influx. I will turn it to below 1% in 1 day. Why? Because you need the word to spread. Oh, these guys are doing this now. Fuck, shit, I'm not gonna go more. Cancel my my crossing. I guarantee there are laws. You can do it legally without being a criminal or anything like that. But you have to enforce, certain practices. So remember, Milei also said that if you protest and if you blockade, we're gonna take your benefits away. That's what he said, which it's fine, it's okay. Now let's look at this one. The approximately 300 changes would earmark many government companies for privatization and loosen protections for renters, employees, and shoppers. Okay, well, it sounds good, here and there. Now we have this more important article from the Telegraph. Argentines bank pots to protest Milei's emergency economic decree. So I have here somewhere, again, the 300 changes. And right here, this is the most important thing that you have to look at this to support my claims from these videos. And it is, I'll read it for you. Measures include regulating mining and other industries. And we'll see regulations covering the property rental market, export customs arrangements, land ownership, and food retailers struck down. You see this export custom arrangements? Again, we're going to produce it here cheaply, and we have to send it somewhere. So again, it's not for, I hope it works just fine. Now that's what I actually drew my attention, not these guys right here. They are protesting. Okay, I will talk about that in a second. I'm talking about the mining industry. Why they say mining and then others? Why don't you say ping pong and others? Because mining is the big thing, and they just want to get you used to that, with the idea that mining is going to be theirs, and they're going to take it from you and sell it over there. It's going to give you some peanuts, some crumbs. Give it to the Argentines right there, and you're going to have a better life. You think? I hope so. But they're going to come to loot. Now, regarding protest, obviously, when you take power, you're going to have the opposition who's going to organize protest. The people who are upset they lost. I don't think in 2 weeks, 3 weeks since he's been in power, let's put it this way, he did a lot of things besides devaluing the currency 50%. But nevertheless, you can tell by his decision that you disagree with that. Some disagree with his decision, some don't. Beautiful that they can protest. Non-violent protest, I mind you. And they get arrested and other things to come, I guess. The thing is, he is not working, I think, for Argentina. I hope he does, but I don't see, this is how they do it. They bring packages. They don't come with one. They come with packages. So let's say you had 100% of packages. Let's say 300 deregulating policies. 300. Out of 300, probably you have 150 that you like, that all the opposition likes, or people who might protest like. But the other 150 are hardcore, the real ones. So these are and you say, well, yes, it's balanced. 50% we don't like, but 50% we like. I give you 50 because it varies, obviously. So after they implement this 100%, okay, they go to these ones that agreed, that you liked, and then it's going to do again with this one. It's going to cut it in two. It's going to get half of it, it's going to get this one, and it's going to add his garbage again. Say, oh, but this one he's going to ban that one. So it's going to go halfway all the time. So the first one with 100%, you're going to get 50. The next one is going to get half of the half you got, together with his policies. And the next one is going to be half. Eventually, you're going to end up with almost nothing. But they do it gradually, so you don't wake up. It's not going to be 100% only us, you. No, you're going to have a big problem. You have a bigger opposition then. You give them something, and then you point out that, hey, see, I'm doing it for you too. You're in it. I'm the people's president. And then after that, they go, and you forget about it. You forget about it. And then they do something, they regulate your things, and then they cut it and slash it in half. This is the way they do it. Look how they do it here with so-called aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. And they attach the border, U.S. border funding. What does one have to do with the other one? Nothing. But they try to give you vote for this one, which you have nothing to totally disagree, let's say, as a politician. I agree with this one fully, but I give you this. This is called negotiations, Emil. I don't think the border is negotiable. Is it? I don't think it's negotiable. Is it? And the other one, yes, it is. But the border, we should all agree that our house, when you go to sleep in the middle of the night, you close it, and you close it, bing, bing, chick, chick, and it's closed. Nobody can enter your house. Correct? Correct. Somehow we negotiate on that one if we get money to the next door family's children from our children. That's the negotiation. Well, I'm going to leave the door open if you don't give me the money to give to my neighbor's children, and take it from our children, honey. What kind of mofo deal is that? That's how do you call it? That's treason, my friends. However you want to call it. What do you mean you give it to the neighbor's children? From your children? Yeah, because you give billions to those from these guys instead of using it here from infrastructure investment and other garbage that sucks here in the big, great whatever. You give it to those guys over there. And that's, negotiate with the door being locked or unlocked. So the boys can come in the middle of the night and, I don't know, do some bad stuff. No. And then what do? And you take my guns away too. In case those guys enter, that you leave the door open because I disagree with your garbage. You don't allow me to defend myself and my family then. So what is this? Treason. That's the way I would qualify it. Certain things for the country are non-negotiable. Clear? Clear. So Milei, this is just the beginning. I said within a year, if he continues to implement and actively change things the way I see they go, I guarantee you this guy's going to have a revolution over there. And Milei is not going to go down without a fight with his supporters from CIA and those guys. Remember, if you want to look at the many places where CIA helped their boys to do this and that, look, for instance, in Chile. Wasn't that Allende? Yeah, look at Allende in Chile. What happened to the guy? He was shot while he was with his weapon in his hand. By whom? By protesters. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to fight back. He's going to give up. We'll see. Maybe not. All I want is Argentina to be better than it is, and for the Argentines to have a better life. The same thing everywhere in any kind of country. Thank you very much. Do I think that the shock therapy is not needed? I am for shock therapy in psychology. Oh, it's not ethical, Emil. Well, then what they're gonna do? The Chinese will do it, and they will find out things, and will not, right? The same with cloning. Oh, it's ethically. They're gonna move on with science. We're gonna just stay here because it's not ethical. We're gonna be baboons, and they're gonna go. What are we gonna do? Oh, you wanna be unethical? Well, it depends how you consider now ethical. You can, everything is unethical right now. If I show my hair right here, Emil, that's not, that's an exposure, the indecent exposure. Since when? Since we determined, you know, you can't have, I'm just saying, public urination. I'm against it, but you guys, someone put someone in jail for public urination. Okay, since when? I don't know. Think about, I know, 1800s. Was that illegal? I don't remember that. I lived through those times. Anyway, I'm against public urination, but to go and I think certain things are too much. A fine, yeah, but to put him in jail and have a misdemeanor for public, and then you call it public exposure or something. I understand that one too. See, though, so you change the definition and the level. Oh, Emil, why don't you button up and you're a little bit right here and look at fucking retard. Yeah, because otherwise it would be indecent exposure. Again, who makes these rules? Are we a community? The community makes it. Really? Am I part of the community? About freedom. Everything is imposed right on me. Yeah, you live in you remember the social contract? Yeah, but someone makes that social contract for us. Like they give us Biden or what's his name? Trump. Someone gives this and gives that. Look over this. Now, Trump is not going to be probably, but anyway, it's a different conversation. What do you think they're going to let us vote on from the Republicans? Vivek Ramaswamy? I don't think so. Haley is their favorite. Why? That's the one that we're supposed to pick. That or the enemy. Or this or highly the enemy. They're all garbage in the hands of these guys. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.